Well, it is a thoughtful Thursday, and we go through our thinking modules every Thursday. Remember from the book, How Successful People Think. They are 11 modules, and I cannot find that book to save my life. Does anybody know where that book is? How Successful People Think. Go back through that book to make sure that you are being a realistic thinker, a big picture thinker, a bottom line thinker, that you're being a strategic thinker. All those thought processes and more will be found in that particular resource. With that being said, on this Thoughtful Thursday is Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius. I'm grateful that you have given me this opportunity just to help you and I both underscore how we are going to think on today. And are you committed to removing distractions and clutter so you can think on the real issue with clarity? I love it. 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 Listen, whose hands are you trusting? And I've learned this on yesterday's Bible study at 12 noon. I learned this, and I learned this theoretically, and then I learned it through experience experientially. The blind will lead the blind, and both will fall into a ditch. So be careful whose hands you and I trust, because there might be a pair of hands we're trusting that we should not be trusting. And in the words of a sage, you're trusting someone that trusts someone you don't trust. It's a thoughtful Thursday. It's Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius. We'll be right back with our activity and more content. Peace and blessings. Welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I am your host, Cornelius. Today, you will be engaged, entertained, and educated. Stay tuned. You are about to be CC'd. It is Conversations with Cornelius. When I'm trusting, excuse me, an individual that I shouldn't be trusting, but not knowing that that individual has the same impairment as myself. Let me just say it that way. I'm in a bad situation. That individual that I'm trusting has the same impairment. That's one thing to have a different impairment, but to have the same impairment that I have, and the Bible says the blind shall lead the blind, and they both will do what? Fall into a ditch. So for all of my ditch dwellers, not ditch diggers, but ditch dwellers on today, maybe, just maybe, there's a great possibility you and I have found ourselves in ditches or in the ditches of life because you and I trusted somebody who was just as impaired as we were. They didn't know any better, didn't know how to do better, didn't think better. Their behavior wasn't better. Their self awareness was no better. Their perspective was no better, but we trusted them. And in the words of this individual who I will keep confidential and nameless, said, Pastor, but what about the times we have to trust hands to get us up when we're down, even though those hands do not need to be trusted? Because hands that can help you up can be the same hands that can toss you out. For Jonah, it was part of the divine plan. And that's the only resolve I land in on today. When I've been helped up to be tossed out, I rely on the divine plan of God to know that there's something waiting on me to catch me in my crazy or cray cray. Can I say that? There's something to catch me in my crazy or cray cray. And you and I, ma'am, boy, girl, sir, person, thank God we've been caught in the crazy. I did go down, but I was caught. I did go under, but I was caught. I was tossed over, but I was caught. I did go down, but I was taught. I did go under, but I was caught. I was tossed over, but I was caught. That is somebody's shout today. That even though you went down, even though we went under, even though we were tossed over, something was there to catch us. And I'm grateful today I've been caught. So now, on this thankful Thursday, I can say this with unequivocal hesitation when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me. I feel my Baptist now. Thank God I got caught. Because if I had not gotten caught, I would not be in the position that I'm in now. I might not be where I want to be, but I can thank God I'm not where I used to be. Whose hands are you trusting today? Make sure you putting your trust in the Lord's hands. And in the old Baptist hymn, I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust. Y'all already know. Listen, here's our activity. We're out of here, y'all. I had to do this. I gotta do this. What's that? That ain't what I want. They've given us some new features, so I'm grateful for the new features that they've given us. Let's do this. Well, let's not do this. On the wrong thing. I was on the worship on Wednesday. Here, answer those questions on the wrong banner. Answer those questions. Got to answer those questions. We're scrolling at the bottom. Have you taken the time to acknowledge your feelings without trying to change them? Have you done that? I should have probably put this on to see how I sound, so I don't want to mess up my sound anyway. Recognize what and how are you currently feeling? Have you taken the time? Have you and I taken the time to acknowledge our feelings without trying to change them? Answer that question. Yes, no, maybe. And remember, be careful whose hands you trust, because somebody's hands you're trusting is trusting somebody you don't trust. Thank you, Mike Murdoch, for that one. If it's not yours, I honor the individual who gave it to us. So first of all, recognize and allow, then investigate, and then nurture. Let's do that today on this thoughtful Thursday. See you on Friday. Guess what on Friday? Guess what happens on Friday? 104. 104.1. Yeah. See y'all. Peace.